time in the 8th grade we had a school assembly and they gave each kid a glow stick and turned off the lights immediately after that. Everyone started screaming. Then the principal came to the center of the gym and said, "Don't throw the glow sticks." Right after that it was like we all a telepathic connection or something, cause all 2,000 kids all started throwing their glow sticks at the principal. There was this kid right next me who must have been way too excited because he broke his glow stick in half, drank the liquid in the inside. Like, what the fuck is wrong with him? Shit, I could never. When I was 9, my neighbors asked me to watch their cat and fish while they were on vacation, so I answered sure, and the next day I go over to their house and feed the cat and go to feed the fish and the fish's dead skull. I thought I was screwed, but 2 days after that they got back and I was crying cause I thought I was going to get in trouble, and then the wife tells me she turned off the filter so that the fish can die. Like, bitch, you had me up here crying and shit. Like, bitch, where my one's at? Then she gives me $50 and walk away happy than a. When I was 10 my cousin came over and my mom told me to get dressed, and me and my cousin were watching TV and I told her to look the other way as I changed. So as I'm changing she turns around and sees my dong and gets up and starts to touch it, so I pull her clothes, touch her, and then we started making out. We were doing that for like 5 months. When I was 12 I had this friend and she had a boat and her parents were going fishing, so she asked did I want to go, so I said yes. We're like 20 minutes on the boat and her parents go in the inside of the boat. Then she tells me she has to shit. I laugh and told her to hold it. 10 minutes after that she shits herself, and like 10 more minutes after that we get to land and she runs to a bench and shits in her hand and throws it under the bench. So every time she asks me to come with her on her boat I say no. When I was 16 me and my girlfriend were watching TV and she was about to get in the shower, so I was getting ready to leave, so I wanted to leave her a sexy picture. So as I'm about to take the picture she gets a text message and it's from some guy, and I went through the messages and she sent him nudes and he sent some back, so I just left. The next day I came back to her house and I put Nair in her shampoo and conditioner, and later that night she got in the shower because I told her that she needs to wash her hair cause it smells, and she did. As I'm waiting I hear a scream so loud it could crack windows. She ran out the bathroom to her mom as she telling her mom I leave to never see her again. One time in 7th grade there was this fugly ass bitch, let's call her Sarah. She used to bully me, not physically but emotionally. She would talk shit about me and she used to wear this makeup that was clumpy like mascara but foundation form that was also too dark for her skin. And one day my mom had brought me some KFC and I was excited to eat my food, and Sarah came up to me and asked me for my cookie and I told her no, so she called me a fat greedy bitch. Usually I would act like I didn't care and cry when I got home, but not today. I get up and beat that ugly ass hoe horse built ass bitch, flappy pussy having ass bitch the fuck up. I was hitting her so hard that I made her nose bleed and she was crying and you could see that the makeup was too dark for her skin. After that she stopped talking shit about me and would run away from me every time she saw me. This one time in the 6th grade and there was this boy who I used to always fight cause he used to talk shit. Let's call him Jason. One day I was in the lunch line and after you got your lunch you could buy snacks like chips, cookies, and juice, so I go to buy me some chips and juice and Jason came up to me and asked for $1 and I told him no, so he pulled a pencil out his pocket and stabbed my arm, so I pushed that fat ugly Beetlejuice smelling celery built small dick faggot can't get a girlfriend a day in his life ass into the wall and slapped and punched this motherfucker, then got on top of him, took the pencil and stabbed him with it. Then the security pulled me off him and I yelled, "Get the fuck off me, you ugly Bigfoot built hairy long nail stank booty ass, the fuck off me." One time when I was 11 I had this best friend, let's call him Jackson. He was bullied a lot. I would always protect him in school but he would always act like he didn't care, but I knew he was bothered. So one day the bully of the school, Braylon, came up to Jackson and pushed him into the cubbies and told him to give him his lunch, so I walked up to Braylon and told him to back off. Then he said, "So need your mommy to take care of you," and Jackson didn't play when people bring up his mom, so I'm about to beat this stank ass greedy bitch, Scarface, Lion King fucker, Fortnite dance, zigzag hairline having ass bitch the fuck up. Jackson told me to stop and Jackson whooped this ugly motherfucker ass, and from that day forward he was never bullied. One time in high school I had this hot history teacher and all the girls and gays were crushing on him. I wasn't really crushing on him that hard, so one day we're in class and his fly is down. Everyone was pointing and laughing, but I guess he didn't notice he passed out the work and I needed help, so I asked him for help and he's standing right over me, and when he bent down to look at the question his button on his pants busted and his dick fell out of his pants and it's right next to my face. And someone yelled he's not wearing any drawers and everyone screamed and he ran out and left for the mond. I was 17, I had a boyfriend and my dad and him met and they just clicked, so one day me and my boyfriend were watching a movie and I was on my period and I didn't have any pads, so I needed to go to the store. So when I got back from the store, my boyfriend weren't sitting on the couch anymore and dad's car was here, so as I'm putting my pad on I hear moaning noises upstairs, so I go upstairs and crack my dad's bedroom door and see my boyfriend and dad having sex, so I recorded like a 2-minute video and walk back downstairs and open and close the door hard. Part 2 is up now. Part 2. So they come downstairs out of breath and I acted like I didn't know anything and waited till my mom got home. So the next morning when my mom was drinking her morning coffee, I showed her the video. She was distraught. So later that day when I saw my boyfriend, I slapped him and called him a gay home wrecker and said this is over. Then I got home, my mom was packing her things and then she told me to pack my stuff, so I did. As we're leaving, my dad pulls up and my mom throws her ring at him and asks him how could you have sex with the underage boy. And then we got in the car and my dad was crying and yelling, telling my mom that they can work it out, and my mom leaves with tears in her eyes. And now I'm 20 and I have never spoken or seen my father. When I was 15, one of my guy friends came over. We would always do sus things and my mom wasn't home, and when he came over we were in the living room. He grabbed my dick and I got hard, so we went into my room and he slobbed on my knob. Basically he gave me head and then he got in my bed and told me I could do whatever I wanted with his body, so I fucked him in the ass and he was moaning so loud. I'm in 4th grade. We had to take a cooking class for like 2 months and on the last day there was these 2 kids who always got in trouble for goofing off. Let's call them Brianna and Brittany. Brianna has long blonde hair, keep that in mind, and everyone had to split into groups of 4 and I was put into their group and they're goofing off like usual, and Brittany tells Brianna to turn around and then Brittany puts Brianna hair on the hot plate and her hair sets on fire, so she's screaming and running. We were making fried rice and for the liquid to cook the rice we had chicken broth, so I told her to stay still. I poured the whole bottle on her head and she was taken to the nurse's office and didn't came to school for like 2 weeks and come back with a really short haircut, and Brianna stopped being friends with Brittany. One time when I was 8, I was play fighting my older sister who is 10 and I was kicking her because she won, and she got up and ran after me and I tripped over my bike and fell and hit my face and walked around with a messed up eye for like 2 weeks. And when I was 11, my dad used to pay child support and my mom said I could download an app that was $2 and I never took the card off my phone, so I was buying stuff off the card in like $1 to $10 transactions, and I was doing that for like 3 months, and one day I had 2 $15 transaction and my mom found out and she beat my ass till I was sore all over. I had bruises all over my arms, legs, and my ass. She was so mad and disappointed she even cried and asked me why after I didn't even know that the money I was taking eventually added up to $75.